morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. We had a great time at youth last night. It was so much fun. And, when I got up this morning, hours ago, it was extremely foggy outside. But it all seems to have burned off now, and it's nice out. And so I'm going to enjoy today, and I hope you get out and enjoy it too. Our devotional this morning starts with a scripture from the book of Mark, chapter 11, verse 23. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. The title of today's devotional is Your Cause Too Small? And it reads, if your problems are great, then your cause is too small. When your cause is great, the problems begin to shrink. Do you have a holy cause? A faith worth preserving? A mission worth living for? Ask God to give you a cause to claim to His glory, an orphanage to serve, a neighbor to encourage, a needy family to feed, a class to teach, some senior citizens to encourage. It really is better to give than receive. In the kingdom of Christ, we gain by giving, not taking. We grow by helping, not hurting. We advance by serving, not demanding. Want to see your troubles evaporate? Help others with theirs. You'll always face problems, but you don't have to face them in the same way. Instead, immerse your mind in God's thoughts. Turn a deaf ear to doubters. Set your mind on a holy cause. Once you find your mountain, no giant will stop you. No age will disqualify you. No problems will defeat you. I've always said, if you want to get your mind off your troubles, get up and go help somebody else. When we look around us and see the despair that some people are living in, it's not hard for us to realize just how blessed we are. And since we know that we are a blessed people, our mission should be to bless others in whatever way we can. I love the way this devotional ends when it says, once you find your mountain, no giant will stop you, no age will disqualify you, no problems will defeat you. I've heard people say, I'm just too old for any of that stuff anymore. I've done my time. I worked in the nursery for 20 years, or I served in the kitchen, or I did this, or I did that. It's time for me to sit back and let somebody else do it all. What you're doing by doing that is giving away your own blessings. We are blessed when we serve and help other people. And by not doing that, then you're giving up blessings that God could be heaping on you. We're never too old. We're never too feeble or too frail. We're never too short or too big or too poor or too anything to bless other people. Now, maybe your ministry, maybe your cause, your mountain, maybe it has shifted from working in the nursery to sending out cards, praying for you cards. Everybody loves getting a card or a short note in the mail. It shows intention. It shows devotion. It shows that you took your time to purchase and write and mail someone a card. It takes very little to do, but it means so much to the person who receives it. I got a card from one of our church members at Easter time. Easter. That was months ago. And that card meant so much to me to receive. It's still sitting in my kitchen window today, months later. Those little things make such a huge difference. Maybe your ministry has changed from working with the youth to calling people who weren't at church on Sunday and just saying, hey, I missed you today. Is everything okay? Yes, it evolves over time. Yes, it means that we can't be quite as active maybe as we were, but it doesn't mean that it goes away. Our service and our blessing others never goes away. I I think I've told you all this before, but we'll just blame it on age, and I'm going to tell you again. I had a lady at one of my churches several years ago who said, I wish I could do more. I wish I could still do some of the things I used to do. I just can't do those things anymore. And we had this conversation. I said, so just pray about what God would have you do where you are at this season of life. Just pray about it. And she said, well, you know what? She came to me one I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the previous Sunday after church, she had gotten like, I don't know, 3 or 4 bottles of nail polish and an emery board. And she had gone to the nursing home across the street from the church. And she had gone room to room and asked all the little ladies that were there, and the men too, because, I mean, men need nail care too, if she could do their nails for them. And she went room to room, polishing, filing and polishing people's nails. And it just made their day. She was telling me stories about how they felt so pampered, how they felt so loved, how this one little old lady said, my nails have never looked prettier. It was such a small thing to do, but it made such a huge difference in the lives of so many people. And they got to where they looked forward to her coming by once a week just to do somebody's nails. And they would all kind of gather around to see, who she would be able to take care of this week. She got to where she was doing the nails of 20 or 30 people in the nursing home every single week. And it was a huge blessing for them. Took very little out of her time, as far as a week goes. Took very little, but it meant so much to them. If somebody's missing from church on Sunday, isn't it awesome that somebody calls them and says, hey, missed you today, just want to make sure everything's okay. Is there anything that you need, anything that I can do for you? We're reaching that season where, colds and flu and all of that are going to start circulating again too. In fact, one of the kids that usually comes to youth wasn't at youth last night because she's got the flu. So that's already circulating. So check on people when they're not at church and let them know that you were thinking about them and that you missed them. Write a card, send a card to somebody. Cards aren't just limited to birthdays. There's get well cards, there's thinking of you cards, there's praying for you cards, there's cards for everything anymore. If there weren't, Hallmark wouldn't be $1 billion business. Find your cause, something that you can get involved in, something you can become passionate about. Whatever it is, just remember, age does not define your service. Your finances do not define your service. How much money does it cost exactly to call somebody and check on them? Last I checked, it was free. I remember when you used to wait to call people after 9 o'clock because it was cheaper. Do y'all remember those days? When you had the phone on the wall and long distance was cheaper after 9 o'clock? And now, with cell phones, all your phone calls are included in your monthly bill. You're not going to get charged extra for checking on 2 or 3 people after church on Sunday to make sure they're okay. It says that you will always face problems. We know that. We're always going to have problems. The best way to get your mind off your problems is to put them on somebody else's problems. Bless someone else. Do something for someone. This says you don't have to face them in the same ways. You can immerse your mind in God thoughts. You can turn a deaf ear to doubters. We all need to do that a little bit more. You can set your mind on a holy cause. Once you find your mountain, no giant will stop you, no age will disqualify you, and no problem will defeat you. What is your cause? What's your mountain? If you haven't found it yet, then I suggest you take a few minutes today in your prayer closet, wherever that may be, and ask God to show you, just like He did with that lady years ago at my church with the 3 or 4 bottles of nail polish. What's your cause? What can you do? Who can you bless today? And let me just tell you, you will be blessed in that giving. I pray that you all have a wonderful day today. If there's anything I can do to help you, please reach out and let me know. I love you all dearly. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.